Do you know that some of your favorite nursery rhymes have surprisingly dark origins? Today, we're digging into some childhood classics. But fair warning, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Nursery rhymes have been passed down through generations, often masking their original intentions with catchy tunes and playful lyrics. But behind the facade, there are stories of wars, plagues, and even human sacrifices. From falling eggs to collapsing bridges, we'll uncover the true stories behind the rhymes. Let's dive into the first one, Humpty Dumpty. First up, Humpty Dumpty. Originally, Humpty Dumpty wasn't even an egg. It was actually a giant cannon used in a 17th century English Civil War siege. When it fell off the wall, it was destroyed beyond repair. Imagine, instead of a cartoonish egg, a massive cannon crashing down. This cannon was used during the siege of Colchester in 1648, and its fall marked a significant turn in the battle. No amount of king's horses or men could put it back together again. Carroll's depiction of an egg and through the looking glass transformed the original meaning into the child-friendly version we know today. So next time you hear that rhyme, think about the chaos of a battlefield rather than a clumsy egg. And how about Ring Around the Rosie? Many believe it's about the bubonic plague. The Rosie refers to a red rash, the posies were flowers meant to ward off infection, and we all fall down. Well, that part's a bit grim, isn't it? During the time of the Great Plague in the 14th century, people would carry posies of herbs to protect themselves from the disease. The Rosie in the rhyme is thought to describe the telltale rash that was one of the first signs of infection. And we all fall down? That's a grim reference to the high mortality rate of the plague. While not everyone agrees on this interpretation, the connection between the rhyme and the plague has persisted. Then we have London Bridge is falling down. The rhyme refers to various incidents of the bridge actually collapsing over centuries, but some versions hint at something even darker, human sacrifices supposedly buried in the foundations to keep it strong. The original London Bridge has indeed fallen multiple times due to various reasons: floods, fires, and even Viking attacks. Each time it was rebuilt stronger and more resilient. One particularly dark legend suggests that children were buried alive in the bridge's foundations to ensure its stability. This practice, known as immurement, was believed to appease the spirits and keep the structure standing. Although there's no concrete evidence to support this, the very idea is enough to give you chills. The rhyme also reflects the bridge's tumultuous history and the constant need for repairs. So next time you hum along, remember the eerie tales that might lie beneath those sturdy stones. Let's not forget Mary, Mary, quite contrary. This rhyme is believed to reference Queen Mary I, also known as Bloody Mary. Silver bells and cockle shells, they may symbolize torture devices. On the surface, it sounds like a whimsical gardening song, but its roots are much darker. Queen Mary I earned the nickname Bloody Mary for her persecution of Protestants during her reign. The garden in the rhyme is thought to symbolize the graveyards filling up with her victims. Silver bells and cockle shells are believed to represent instruments of torture used during that time. The pretty maids are often interpreted as a reference to the maids of honor who were executed under her rule. It's a stark contrast to the innocent tune we learned as children. Lastly, we have Jack and Jill. It's said that this one is about a Scandinavian legend of a boy and girl who climbed a hill to fetch water, only to end up with rather tragic consequences. The rhyme goes, Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. One interpretation suggests that Jack and Jill were actually Huki and Bill, figures from Norse mythology. In this legend, the siblings were captured by the moon while fetching water from a well. Another theory links the rhyme to King Charles I's attempt to reform the tax on liquid measures, which led to a scandal and subsequent downfall. Regardless of the origin, the rhyme has transformed over time into a playful song, masking its somber beginnings. So there you have it. Nursery rhymes aren't always as sweet as they seem. If you found this dark history interesting, don't forget to subscribe to Innosphere for more surprising truths. It's fascinating to see how these stories have evolved over time, shedding their grim origins for more innocent facades. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into the dark past of nursery rhymes. Until next time, keep questioning and stay curious.